welcome to MIM TV. My name is Jason Pitt. Today I'm joined by Adrian Painter, Group Director of Stanford Marsh. We particularly focus on Tritech 3D, which is part of the group. Do you want to give us an overview first of all on Stanford Marsh?
Yeah, can do. Stanford Marsh, we were established in 1965 by Stanford Marsh himself, who remains the chairman of the company. We have 7 regional offices, Worcester being head office. We've got offices also in Derby, 2 in Stoke, Royston, Bristol, and Bridgend. We established initially as a design office solutions provider, selling what would have been then drawing boards, technical pens, pre-printed drawing sheets, etc. And as the years have gone on, our customers have remained constant, but what we've had to do ourselves is keep up to date with technology and the tools that those customers use to get product to market. So as I say, what was drawing boards quickly became CAD software in the late 80s. So we took customers from looking at 2D software, drawing boards into 2D software, drawing lines, arcs and circles. And then that became 2D became 3D technology, and then 3D technologies become intelligent object-based software solutions.
Fantastic. And you've got a few of the items that you print here, but we'll come on to those in a second. Tritech 3D, that's a recent acquisition by Stanford Marsh, isn't it? So do you want to tell us a little bit about that, why you did it, and what you think the future holds?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, 3D represents a great growth opportunity, not just for our customers, for people out there, but also for ourselves and our business. As I've said, we've always followed whatever technology our customers, manufacturing and architectural customers, will use to get product to market, to reduce design times and help with their design workflow. And 3D print is definitely a tool that they will be using now and into the future. 3D print is something that we wanted to take serious and we want to do extremely well. We've grown our business to quite a substantial level, probably around 3.5–4 million just on 3D printing. That was on supplies, on the machines, on service and consumables. But we wanted to grow even further. And you can do that organically, which we've done quite well, or you can do that through acquisition. Now I know Paul Webber, and I've known Paul Webber for quite a while at Tritech, and he and I were talking, as you do, and we're looking at the strength of both our businesses and the aspirations we both had to grow our business. And you look at the strength of where they've come from, and Paul particular has come from a service background, and albeit we service with sales and service, and we've always been very strong and very well regarded as a sales organisation. So the two companies really dovetail extremely well together when you look at their expertise now, and we believe, and it's our intent, that 1 + 1 should be greater than 2. And so we acquired 100% of the shares in Tritech 3D as of the start of the year, and also 3D Print Bureau as well, so that's the 2 bureaus as well. And we've retained all of the staff. Absolute great team. We've actually then added to that team and strengthened that team further with the focused 3D people that we had already, which would have been sales and service staff and marketing staff as well. And together we've continued to go under the brand of Tritech 3D, because Tritech had, and I'd like to think we had ourselves, but Tritech have got a great brand reputation, already a platinum reseller for Stratasys as well. And we've just underpinned that brand with our own company, our own heritage of a 52-year-old company to back that company.
Fantastic. Now, a lot of people think with 3D printing that perhaps, manufacturing companies might think, well, maybe we a bit too small, perhaps it's just for rapid prototyping. We've got some items here that you've... this isn't Jordan's trainer, by the way. This is actually 3D printed, isn't it?
It is.
When I first saw this, I actually thought it was real.
Yeah.
So what sort of applications could we typically expect you to use 3D printing for, and what do you think the future applications could be?
Absolutely. The biggest issue we have at the moment is companies realising that they have a need or a benefit for 3D printing. Most people do think, first and foremost, rapid prototyping, producing a print that's going to look like the finished product. And that still represents probably the biggest application for 3D printing. I won't deny that, but we're seeing a lot of growth opportunities and a lot more companies using it for other applications, such as jigs and fixings, tool guides, injection mold tools as well. We can actually do short run injection mold tools. So even if it is you still go and actually manufacture traditionally, even just to design that mould tool, we can actually use 3D printing to shorten the time scale on that. When it comes to proving fit, form and function, we can reduce design times what would have taken several weeks, months even, down into days.
So the whole of this has been 3D printed?
The whole of that has been 3D printed, so we can actually look at several design iterations within a few hours. So we may get a couple of design iterations done a day, what would have taken weeks. I mean, if we've got customers or clients that haven't even got design capability themselves, we can actually even look at reverse engineering. A fellow member of MIM, Central Scanning, we can offer services where we can take an original part like this. Can actually
that's the original part? That's
the original part. It was one of those little till covers. We can scan that data, and using that scanned data, convert that to an STL file that we can then print replacement parts as well.
And I think this is a very exciting project. We were obviously talking about Industry 4.0 and different technologies, but the thing that I think could be exciting about this is, certainly for the UK, which is a very innovative country, this reduces the barrier to market, particularly for new startups or somebody that wants to create something but doesn't want to necessarily mass produce straight away. What sort of feedback are you getting from the marketplace?
And the ability to do short run or bespoke products, is that what you're referring to? Yeah, we're seeing a massive trend in that. We've seen it in other technologies before. We've seen it in the standard print market. I mean, our heritage of our business comes from the 2D printing market, mainly in wide format, but we've seen it in just printing brochures, for instance. So a brochure or magazines such as this before, now you'd only think of going to a litho printer for that type of print. And I remember the days where we'd actually overorder. We'd have several thousand, because by the time we put the plates up for the litho print, you might as well have 1,000 off when you only needed a few hundred. And we've seen that market and that world change into digital printing. Right the way down to variable data printing, where you may just then bespoke so many different logos or different colours, right the way down now to Moonpig, for instance, where you just have one print with one image on it. And I can see similar trends happening within manufacturing.
So what would happen if somebody has got a printing need, but they don't want to buy a printer, or they don't want to, they're not quite ready to make that investment? How could they still work with you?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the entry point for 3D printing isn't actually as expensive as people think. So that's the first thing I would address first and foremost, is to actually look at a client's needs. We've got several advisors that can go and visit customers and look at their application. And if it is that we can identify, I would say probably no more than maybe one print a month, and we're all of a sudden starting to get into the realms. I mean, our industrial printers will probably start from about £350 per month to lease. When you think of going out and outsourcing a print like that, you could be looking at that sort of cost anyway. So as I say, that entry point isn't that high. But for those people that don't have the need, or maybe they have a need for multiple applications which would require more than one type of 3D print technology, and as I said earlier, we had, as part of the acquisition with Tritech, we also bought the 3D Print Bureau, based in Stoke, and the other one based in Royston, of which we have several technologies. We have FDM, we'll have Polyjet, we'll have laser sintering devices as well. So we've got multiple devices, multiple applications that clients can literally dip in and use those bureau services as and when they need.
Fantastic. So you could almost have print something like this out as a way of testing the technology, and then maybe that would lead to a purchase later down the line.
Absolutely. I think what we would do with any clients that use the bureau, we would monitor their usage, and we would give them regular updates as to how often they were using it and what particular technology, and at what point that we felt that they could actually enter the market and actually have their own machine and bring that process in-house. Now, to some people, they may never want to do that. Some people like the idea that whilst you're printing that, I'm busy making money over here, but other people would welcome that information.
I guess the bureau is quite a nice way of getting people that perhaps not using this technology yet on board, because if I was a manufacturing company, it's quite useful to have somebody who will do with the hand holding and perhaps help me with the process of how you print. So presumably you're all trained on that.
We can help clients that haven't even got their own design facility. Because we have CAD spec within the group, CAD spec sell design software, but as I mentioned before, we employ application engineers. These application engineers are ex-industry professionals. They're either training you on the software or they're doing consultancy or developing the software. They are more than capable of offering design services, so we can actually help a client with no CAD whatsoever. We can help them create a design and we can actually do the finished print. So a complete end-to-end solution.
What changes will you be making in your CAD department to ensure that you keep up to date with what's going on?
Within CAD spec, we will be adding extra design software such as the NetFab suite within Autodesk. We're the only UK reseller for that product, and that will help our customers again to look at those tools.
Is that the sort of thing that you're going to be talking about in the future manufacturing roadshow?
We will, yes. That roadshow is already underway. We've already been to Ulster in the West Midlands at the Manufacturing Resource Centre there. We've been in Bristol, and this week we were in the Majestic Stadium in Reading. The next stop on that tour will be at Donington Park.
How can people watching this video get involved in that or learn all about you guys?
Yeah, well, people can register onto either the Tritech website, so it's tritech3d.co.uk or cadspec.co.uk. Or even on the stanfordmarsh.co.uk. We will be promoting it on social media as well, so if anybody follows us on Twitter or LinkedIn, there will be the ability to register on there as well.
Fantastic. And obviously we're talking about Tritech today, and this is a hot topic at the moment, 3D printing and the Internet of Things and personalisation of products. But tell me a bit more about what Stanford Marsh Group as a whole do.
Well, Stanford Marsh, I mentioned previously, we've been selling design office solutions for a good many years, and that has got quite a broad gamut of products. We have sold originally diazo machines, which became plain paper devices, and those plain paper devices then have become more inkjet led devices these days. So manufacturer-wise, we're talking traditionally people like Osei, Xerox, and these days we're talking about HP and Canon. We are actually HP's #1 reseller in the UK for the CAD and technical market, and so too Canon. So anybody looking to print drawings, whether that's just simple line drawings, they may only need 1s or 2s, we have machines for that. We can go right way up to the other end of the scale with companies like UK Hydrographic Office, for instance, who have recently bought 5 page-wide 8000 page-wide XL 8000 devices from us. And that's a device that's capable of printing 30 A1 prints per minute in full colour. And they are doing 4,000 maps per year, so absolutely ideal for their application.
Fantastic. So do you do a lot of work with architects, those sort of people?
We do, yes. I would say vast majority of our wide format market is within architects, AEC, construction companies, so house builders, local governments, etc. Yes.
Who knows? One day in the future we might be seeing a 3D printed house.
I think we're there already. I was looking at something only the other day on social media, and yes, there are people that are already working on the ability to print houses. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for joining us, Adrian.
Thank you.
I look forward to our next guest on another edition of Moon TV.